Have you ever wondered why one face, one voice, or one memory keeps resurfacing in your mind? No matter how busy you are, no matter how much time has passed, it's as if they have taken residence in a part of you that you cannot touch, yet you feel it deeply. This is no coincidence. When someone is always on your mind, it reveals more about you than it does about them. When someone is always on your mind, it is rarely about them as an individual. It is more often a reflection of something deeper within yourself that is seeking your attention. The human mind is not random in the way it holds on to people or memories. Every lingering thought, every persistent image that refuses to fade, points inward, not outward. It signals an emotion, a memory, or an inner truth that you have either forgotten, ignored, or never fully understood. When a person keeps appearing in your mind, it is less about their importance and more about what they awaken in you. They become a symbol, a doorway into something that lives inside your unconscious. Sometimes, a person represents a feeling you once knew, a sense of belonging, the thrill of being seen, the safety of being understood. Other times, they bring to the surface a wound that is yet to heal, rejection, abandonment, betrayal. In either case, their presence is not random. It is purposeful. Your mind clings to their image because some part of you is trying to resolve something unfinished. There is an emotional knot that needs loosening, an insight that needs to be drawn out into the light. It is never about chasing the person. It is about exploring the territory they reveal within you. The mind creates attachments to people because it associates them with specific emotional states. You may think you missed a person, but often what you truly miss is how you felt when you were with them. You missed a part of yourself that came alive, that felt hopeful, that believed in connection, that dared to be vulnerable. This emotional imprint becomes anchored to the memory of the person. Thus, when you remember them, it's not just a memory of their face or voice, it's the memory of yourself as you were in their presence. Holding on to someone in your mind is sometimes an unconscious attempt to hold on to a feeling you fear you have lost. The mind repeats the image to protect something valuable, something that feels essential to your sense of self, even if you do not consciously understand it yet. The person you cannot stop thinking about might symbolize love, acceptance, or even a chance at redemption in your inner world. And so your thoughts circle them, not to glorify them, but to keep alive a part of yourself you fear might disappear without them. At times, the person in your thoughts mirrors a longing you have yet to fulfill. It could be a longing for freedom, for expression, for a connection that feels genuine and safe. They may embody qualities you admire, but have not yet fully embraced within yourself. They may remind you of a dream you put aside, or a version of yourself you secretly wish to reclaim. Their persistent presence is a call to return to these hidden aspects of your being. It is not about returning to the person, but returning to your own neglected hopes, needs, and truths. When the mind latches onto someone, it can also be a form of unfinished emotional business. Words left unsaid, forgiveness not yet offered, gratitude not yet expressed. The unfinished nature of the emotional experience keeps the memory alive. It stays in the background, asking you to complete what was left open, not necessarily with the person directly, but within yourself. It demands that you face the emotions you've tried to bury, the ones that, until now, found no voice. No matter how much time passes, unhealed emotions have a way of resurfacing through the images of others. And those persistent thoughts are not punishments. They are invitations. Invitations to heal, to grow, to understand yourself on a level deeper than words. They are signposts guiding you back to your own heart, back to your own center. Not every connection in life is meant to be permanent. Some people enter your life not to stay forever, but to awaken something inside you that could not have been touched any other way. It is a mistake to believe that every strong bond must lead to a lifetime together. Some bonds are forged to serve a purpose far greater than simple companionship. They exist to teach you, to test you, to transform you. When you cling too tightly to the idea that every meaningful relationship must endure, you set yourself up for unnecessary suffering. The truth is that some people are only meant to walk with you for a chapter, not the whole story. There are connections that shine so brightly for a moment that it feels impossible to imagine life without them. These people come into your life carrying lessons your soul needs. Lessons about patience, about courage, about surrender. They challenge your assumptions, stir your emotions, and reveal parts of yourself that you never knew existed. Sometimes they teach through kindness, through love, through shared dreams. Other times they teach through pain, through distance, through the aching emptiness they leave behind. In either case, their role is essential, even if their time is brief. It is easy to mistake intensity for permanence. When a connection is deep, when it moves you to your core, the natural instinct is to believe it is destined to last forever. But intensity and longevity are not the same. Some of the deepest transformations happen through encounters that are fleeting. It is not the duration of the connection that matters most. It is the depth of the impact. A person can enter your life for a few moments and still alter your path forever. Their influence is not measured by time, but by the awakening they spark within you. Trying to hold on to every connection is like trying to capture the wind. The more you grasp, the more it slips through your fingers. Life demands that you learn the art of appreciating without possessing. It asks you to embrace the beauty of the moment without insisting that it must never change. This is not a sign of coldness or detachment. It is a sign of maturity. True strength is not about clinging tightly. It is about loving deeply while accepting the natural flow of beginnings and endings. When you recognize that not every connection is meant to stay, you begin to release the bitterness that often follows separation. You stop seeing endings as failures. You stop blaming yourself for the natural cycles of human relationships. Instead, you honor what was shared, you bless the growth that came from it, and you allow yourself to move forward with grace. You understand that every encounter leaves an imprint, shaping you into the person you are becoming. Some people are bridges, not destinations. They carry you across a phase of your life that you could not have crossed alone. They help you navigate through storms, through doubts, through transitions you were too afraid to face. Once you reach the other side, their purpose has been fulfilled. Holding on to them beyond that point would not only limit their growth, but it would also limit yours. Trusting the flow of life means trusting that the people who are meant to stay will stay without force, and those who are meant to leave will leave without malice. You are not meant to keep every person who touches your heart. You are meant to let them leave their mark, and then continue walking your own path. Growth often comes through these painful partings. It strips away illusions. It demands that you stand strong in your own presence, without needing anyone else to complete you. Each departure carves out more space within you. Space for wisdom, space for strength, space for the new connections that are yet to come. There's a common misunderstanding that feeling deeply is a weakness. Many are taught to hide their emotions, to mask their pain, to pretend that nothing affects them. But in truth, emotions are not signs of weakness. They are signals from the deepest parts of your being, guiding you toward understanding, healing, and growth. Suppressing emotions does not make you stronger. It creates fractures within you, divides your inner world, and distances you from the very instincts that are meant to protect and guide you. When you suppress what you feel, you are not eliminating the emotion. You are simply burying it deeper inside, where it can fester and transform into resentment, bitterness, or silent despair. You might appear strong on the surface, but beneath that surface, you are at war with yourself. Every emotion you deny demands to be seen in another way. Through sudden outbursts, through anxiety, to the quiet ache that fills the silence when you are alone. True strength lies not in denial, but in acknowledgement. It is in sitting with your feelings, however uncomfortable, and allowing them to speak their truth without judgment. Feeling sadness, anger, or vulnerability does not diminish your character. It reveals your humanity. These emotions are part of a greater tapestry that makes you who you are. They show that you care, that you are alive, that you are connected to something larger than yourself. To feel deeply is to live deeply. It is to recognize that life touches you in ways that are profound and unforgettable. The deeper you allow yourself to feel, the deeper you allow yourself to understand both the beauty and the pain that make life complete. Emotions act as inner messengers. They tell you when something is wrong, when something is right, when you need to protect yourself, and when you need to open yourself. They are not obstacles to your journey. They are part of the journey itself. Ignoring them is like covering your ears while someone is warning you of a storm ahead. You might find temporary peace in silence, but eventually, you will face the consequences of what you chose not to hear. Facing your emotions requires courage. It requires the willingness to look honestly at yourself without running away. This courage builds resilience, not fragility. The more you confront what you feel, the stronger you become. You learn that emotions are like waves. They rise, they crash, and then they recede. No feeling is permanent, but every feeling holds a lesson. If you allow yourself to experience it fully, you move through it and come out on the other side with greater wisdom, deeper compassion, and a truer understanding of yourself. It is important to remember that vulnerability is not a weakness. Vulnerability is a birthplace of strength, connection, and transformation. When you are vulnerable, you are real. You are no longer hiding behind walls or pretending to be untouchable. You are standing in the open, accepting yourself completely. This is where real power lives, in the authenticity that no fear can destroy. Suppressing emotions cuts you off from this power. It reduces your ability to empathize with others, to build meaningful relationships, and to live a life that feels honest and fulfilling. Suppressing what you feel can create an illusion of control, but it robs you of true peace. It keeps you locked in patterns of fear and avoidance. The cost of suppression is far greater than the temporary discomfort of facing the truth. Every time you deny what you feel, you deny yourself the opportunity to heal, to grow, and to move closer to the life you are meant to live. Honoring your emotions does not mean being ruled by them. It means allowing them to pass through you, to teach you, and to leave you stronger, wiser, and more connected to your true self. The memories that linger in your mind are not simply echoes of the past. They are carriers of meaning. Every image, every moment that resurfaces in your thoughts carries within it a deeper message, a thread connecting your present self to an essential truth that demands to be recognized. These memories are not random accidents. They are purposeful reflections of something within you that is still alive, still unresolved, still yearning for understanding. They do not come back to haunt you. They come back to awaken you. When you remember a moment, a person, or a feeling, it is not the outer details that matter most. It is the emotional imprint left behind. Your mind does not cling to memory for the sake of nostalgia alone. It clings because something within that memory is asking for your attention. Perhaps it is a lesson you have not yet fully learned. Perhaps it is a wound that is not yet fully healed. Or perhaps it is a beautiful truth about yourself that you have neglected or forgotten